Snow was falling hard that Christmas Eve, thick and fast, coating the streets in white silence. Inside a cozy little cafe downtown, a woman in a red coat sat by the window, checking her watch for what felt like the 100th time. Her name was Emily Carter, and she was used to people being on time, her assistants, her drivers, her clients. As a successful CEO in her early 30s, Emily's world ran on precision. But tonight, on Christmas Eve of all nights, her blind date was 40 minutes late. She sighed, ready to leave. But something deep in her heart whispered, wait just a little longer. And that decision, that small act of patience, would change not only her Christmas but her life forever. Hey everyone, welcome back to Your Channel Name, where we share heartwarming stories that remind us of the good still left in the world. If you love stories about love, kindness, and second chances, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's get into today's story, Blind Date on Christmas Eve. Emily had almost given up on dating. Running a tech company left little time for romance, and most of the men she met were more interested in her money than her heart. Her best friend, Jenna, had convinced her to try one more time. He's not rich, Em, but he's kind, Jenna said. And I think you could use some kindness in your life. So Emily agreed. The plan was simple, meet at Café Amore at 7 p.m. on Christmas Eve, just for coffee. No pressure. But now it was 7:43 p.m., and there was still no sign of him. She stared at the snow outside, her reflection ghosted in the glass. The cafe was closing early that night, and even the barista had started wiping down tables. Emily sighed again and gathered her purse. She'd wait 5 more minutes, then she was done. Just then, the door burst open with a jingle of bells. A rush of cold air and snowflakes followed a man stumbling in, his cheeks flushed, his hair damp. He was breathing hard, like he'd been running. "I'm so sorry I'm late," he said, his voice soft but sincere. "The bus broke down, and my babysitter canceled last minute, so I had to, well, I'm sorry." Emily blinked. This was Daniel, her date. He wasn't what she expected. His coat was old, his shoes worn, and his hands were calloused, not the kind of man who spent much time in fancy cafes. But his eyes, they were warm, gentle, and kind. "Don't worry about it," she said, smiling faintly. "You made it." They sat down, and for the next hour, Emily listened as Daniel told her his story. He was a single dad. His wife had passed away 3 years ago from cancer, leaving him alone with a 5-year-old daughter named Lily. He worked 2 jobs, one at a warehouse during the day and one as a delivery driver at night. "Christmas is her favorite," he said with a quiet laugh. "She doesn't care that we can't afford much. She just loves decorating the tree. We have this old plastic one from the thrift store, but she calls it her magic Christmas tree." Emily felt a lump form in her throat. She couldn't remember the last time she'd felt that kind of pure joy over something so simple. Her holidays had become about company dinners and expensive gifts. But this man, he reminded her of what Christmas used to feel like. They talked until the cafe lights dimmed. When it was time to leave, Daniel apologized again for being late. "I almost didn't come," he admitted. "I didn't think someone like you would wait for someone like me." Emily paused, her heart aching a little. "I'm glad I did," she said softly. "You seem like a good man, Daniel." He smiled, the kind of smile that stayed with her long after he left. The next morning, Christmas Day, Emily couldn't stop thinking about Daniel and his daughter. She kept picturing that magic Christmas tree and little Lily's face lighting up. So she did something she hadn't done in years, something spontaneous and kind. She went shopping. She picked out a few toys, a warm winter coat, some storybooks, and a small, sparkling Christmas star for the top of Lily's tree. She wrapped everything neatly and attached a small note. "For Lily's magic Christmas tree, from a friend who believes in kindness." Then, using the return address from Daniel's text the night before, she left the package at his doorstep and drove away before anyone could see her. That afternoon, Daniel came home from his shift at the warehouse, exhausted but ready to make Christmas special for his little girl. He opened the door and froze. There, sitting in front of his apartment, was a box wrapped in gold paper. Lily squealed with delight. "Daddy!" Santa came. Daniel opened the note and read the message, his eyes filling with tears. He looked around, but the street was empty. He didn't need to guess who it was from. He just smiled, whispering, "Thank you, Emily." That night, as Lily danced around their tree wearing her new coat, Daniel felt something he hadn't felt in a long time: hope. Winter melted into spring, and Emily got busier with work again. But she couldn't stop thinking about that Christmas Eve. She'd gone on with her life, yet something inside her had changed. One afternoon, she got an email from Daniel. "Hey Emily. I don't know if you're free this weekend, but Lily's in a little school play, She's a Snowflake. She'd love if you came. I know it's not your kind of event, but it would mean a lot to us." Emily smiled at her screen. For once, she cleared her schedule without hesitation. When she arrived, she saw Daniel sitting in the back row of the small school gym, his camera ready. Lily spotted her and waved excitedly, her little paper snowflake costume crinkling as she bounced with joy. After the play, Lily ran up to Emily and hugged her. "Thank you for the Christmas star," she said. "It's still on our tree. Daddy says it's our good luck charm." Emily felt her heart swell. She looked at Daniel, who was watching her with quiet gratitude. Maybe kindness didn't just change someone else's life. Maybe it changed yours, too. 1 year later, the same Café Amor was bustling again with holiday lights and laughter. At a corner table, Daniel waited nervously in a clean shirt and new jacket. Beside him, Lily, now 6, sipped hot cocoa, swinging her feet. When Emily walked in, wearing that same red coat from last year, Lily jumped up and shouted, "She's here." Emily laughed and bent down to hug her. Daniel stood, his smile wide and genuine. "Traffic okay this time?" Emily teased. Daniel chuckled. "I made sure to catch the early bus." They sat together, sharing stories, laughter, and the warmth of something real, something built on patience, compassion, and kindness. As the snow began to fall outside again, Emily reached across the table, her hand brushing Daniel's. "Do you ever think about how one small choice can change everything?" she asked. He nodded. "Every day," he said. "You waited that night, and because of that, I got a second chance at happiness." She smiled, eyes shining. "Maybe we both did." That Christmas Eve, under the glow of cafe lights and drifting snow, two people who had lost faith in love found it again, not through grand gestures or perfect timing, but through kindness. Emily realized that success and wealth meant little without compassion. Daniel discovered that even in struggle, kindness could open doors he never thought possible. And little Lily, she learned that sometimes, angels don't have wings, they just wear red coats and bring stars for your tree. So, if you ever find yourself in a rush, frustrated, or tempted to give up on someone, remember this story. Sometimes the greatest blessings come wrapped in moments of patience and kindness. Because kindness costs nothing, but it can change everything. Thank you for watching this story on your channel name. If this touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to help us spread more stories of love, hope, and humanity. And remember, a small act of kindness can light up someone's whole world. Merry Christmas, everyone. Stay kind. Red Heart.